today is the Transition Assembly, today and tomorrow. It's a get-together for transition groups across Wales and England.
We say welcome.
Nellie Trevelyan, and I'm part of Kirby Moorside Transition Town.
My name is Libo, I'm part of the Just Transition Circle.
Cara from Transition Chipping Norton.
John Bell from Eco Burco.
I'm Amanda Jones from Transition Town Oakhampton.
My name is Abby. I'm part of the Transition Town London hub.
We know in the UK there are many, many initiatives. Some are really flourishing, some are a bit tired, some are dormant. And so this assembly was designed to bring all those people together and say, okay, where do we want this to go from here? And I think this is a really important moment.
I just want you to take a second to look at all those post-it notes. 90% of all those notes are projects that have happened or are happening because of you and people that you know. It's remarkable. It's really amazing.
We heard from so many different groups of what they wanted from this weekend. We heard from a youth caucus, so how is it that young people could get more passionate and more excited about being part of Transition Town? We also heard from the Just Transition team to look at what are some of the barriers for some of the people to actually be involved in transition.
What does it mean for us to create access, especially for people who've been more historically marginalised or oppressed? What does it mean to create pathways for land, for access to buildings, to resource, to funding, for other opportunities? And I think that's been quite liberating, you know, that blue sky thinking, what is possible? If we don't have these constraints, these barriers, what can we move towards?
I just want to highlight the interconnectedness of our struggles, and I think that's a key message to young people. I think especially after 2020, going through COVID, people realize that the environmental crisis isn't separate to what they're experiencing in their everyday struggles.
We've all individually had our experience of caring about this, so it's like getting young people engaged isn't what you have to do, it's like giving them the space to be engaged is what you have to do, basically.
So here we are reaffirming our collective identity. We need a shared sense of who we are and what we stand for. There's huge potential in regional and national connections to share tools and knowledge and support and help you share resources and even staff members.
We've gathered together, we've touched base with each other, we've had some conversations, and now we're starting to look at what are the common challenges, what are the common hopes, and what are the things that we might be able to collect around as a movement where we can put our attention and we can get support from a kind of central gathering of the movement to make us all more effective.
And we've got a bunch of exercises that are really focused around impact, what impact we would like our movement to have.
Healing division was a powerful discussion very quickly that we had, you know, the fractured parts of not just Transition Town but across the UK really.
Inspiring and hopeful stories that reach hearts and minds, so the money and then also the health and well-being, so bring it all together.
Financial self-sufficiency and income generation.
Ours is about communication with younger people.
Inclusion.
Yeah, I feel a bit lonely here. I've got agriculture.
Choosing what we do based on who needs what.
What we want to do is walk out of the room today with a plan for what happens next. And there is a plan that's been worked on very hard by Phil. And he's going to present this as a proposal, really just so that everyone can hear it and that we can start digesting it.
So I'm going to share the vision for the whole governance structure. The suggested structure is based on the sociocratic nested circle framework to help support a transparent, equitable and decentralised movement. Each transition initiative will then be organised into district circles, which will be explicitly named, i.e., Transition Devon, Transition Cheshire. Each district circle will develop its own aims and objectives. So, for example, the aim of Transition Cheshire will be to connect and support transition and transition adjacent groups in Cheshire. Once the district circles are established, or which we hope they are established, the district circles will come together in regional circles, for example, Transition Northwest, Transition Southeast. And Our new national circle or mission circle will be made up of representatives of all of these circles. So our final structure will be local transition, town into district circle, into regional circle, into a national or mission circle.
So what we loved about the idea was getting together and being with lots of other people and just having that connection and knowing where we were going with our, within circles.
Our key concern was around time, capacity and resource, and also the bureaucracy that may come with this new structure.
Can we make it in a way that just looks obvious and sensible and not weird and wacky so that others from outside of this room feel that they can take part in it?
How do we also include the networks that are already there, established, beyond the transition name?
What we also need spelling out as part of the next 6 months is what are the core functions and what is the governance of the hub itself.
So there were lots and lots of questions in the group, and there was this incredible sort of mass conversation happening and questioning, and it was really incredible to see the facilitators holding that space and seeing them responding to people's questions and making space for that and holding the tension that was in the room and sitting with the discomfort of it as well.
So the question was kind of put forward to the groups of how do we want to organise ourselves as a national movement, and that led to some friction in the way that you'd expect it to in trying to do something progressively democratic.
Is it good enough for now and safe enough to try that we as a movement consent to a group of people exploring setting up a national circle and further developing this structure to make it inclusive, accessible and deliverable?
If we feel that it is a journey and a process that we broadly feel is going to be positive for our movement, can we step in one step? For those who would like to actively be involved in that process, step forward. Right, well, give them a round of applause, people.
I think almost half of the people in the room, out of 120 people, half of them stepped forward to say, yes, we want to be part of a team that starts to address this.
We want to help this move forward, and there's a lot of people that were in the room today that see themselves having some role in that, myself included.
I feel as though we've got something really important to say in the world, and I want to make sure that we have that voice to say the things that are important.
Having a community of people who care has been just so special and so magical. Like, we also care about the planet that we're on, and it's so nice to have a collective.
To watch people come together with so much joy, so much love, and yeah, really deeply think about these things that are really going to make the world a better place. So for me, I'm deeply satisfied. My heart's really singing.